The answer is that Python checks the path attribute of the standard sys module, commonly referred to as sys.path. Sys.path is nothing more than a list of directories. When you ask Python to import a module, it starts with the first directory in sys.path and checks for an appropriate file. If no match is found in the first directory, it checks the next, and so forth until a match is found or Python runs out of entries in sys.path, in which case an import error is raised. Let's explore sys.path from the REPL. Go to your command line and start Python with no arguments. As you see, your sys.path can be quite large. The entries depend on a number of factors, including how many third-party packages you've installed and how you've installed them. For our purposes, a few of these entries are of particular importance. First, let's look at the very first entry. Remember that sys.path is just a normal list, so we can examine its contents with indexing and slicing. We see here that the first entry is the empty string. This happens when you start the Python interpreter with no arguments, and it instructs Python to search for modules first in the current directory. Let's also look at the tail of sys.path. These entries comprise Python's standard library and the site packages directory, where you can install third-party modules. To really get a feel for sys.path, let's create a Python source file in a directory that Python would not normally search. In that directory, create a file called path_test.py with the following function definition. Now start your REPL from the directory containing the not searched directory and try to import path_test. The path_test module is not found because it's not in a path in sys.path. To make it importable, let's add not searched to sys.path by appending it. And now when we try to import path.test, we see that it works. Knowing how to manually manipulate sys.path can be useful, and sometimes it's the best way to make code available to Python. There is another way to add entries to sys.path, though, that doesn't require direct manipulation of the list. The Python path environment variable is a list of paths that are added to sys.path when Python starts. The format of Python path is the same as path on your platform. That is, for Windows, it's a semicolon separated list of directories, while on Linux and Mac OS X, it's a colon separated list of directories. To see how Python path works, let's add not searched to it before starting Python again. On Windows, use the set command. On Linux or Mac OS X, the syntax will depend on your shell, but for bash-like shells, you can use export. Now start your REPL and check that not searched is indeed in sys.path. And of course, we can now import path_test without manually editing sys.path. There are more details to sys.path and Python path, but this is most of what you need to know. For more information, you can check these links to the Python documentation.